Hi friends, a very important video. ICI has released the RTP for your January exam. I went through the RTP for your costing paper as well as the FM paper, and a fact which I've been telling many students when I discuss it in the class, I keep saying that it is better for students to ignore the RTP and MTP released by ICI for CA Inter, costing and FM. Reasons, I'll explain the reasons. Some of the question which ICI has added in the material are extremely complex. The complexity level of these questions, I really don't understand what ICI is getting out of these questions. Some of the questions, I'll tell you what they've done it in January 26 exam, what they've done it in the past, and I'll share you some statistics which will tell you that if a student ignores RTP, MTP and just focuses on the past exam paper, he would be more confident to face the exam. In fact, I would want you to give your comments if you have solved the old RTP, MTP. Let's see the latest RTP released runs into 59 pages. 59 pages is the size of the RTP which has been released by ICI. First question runs into 3 pages and looks to be a challenging question. Would such a question come in exam? I have my own doubts. And if you see some of the question which they have added in the material, for example, there was one question in material cost where lots and lots of adjustments are there. Such questions coming in exam is very rare. A student, if he tries to learn this entire RTP, if he goes with full clarity on the RTP, it will take you at least 5 hours. That is minimum, I feel, a time which will take for one RTP released by ICI. This is a minimum time I'm talking about. I normally release a redrafted material. My redrafted material for CA final gets ready very fast. For CA inter, I've always been taking a lot of time. Just the statistics for you. You look at this. May 24 attempt, AFM 31 pages is the RTP, costing 44 pages. Jan 26, 29 pages is the CA final RTP, CA final. And CA Inter, they're asking for 59 pages. I really don't understand what ICA wants to do. 59 pages, 56 pages, 58 pages. CA Inter FM only for 50 marks is almost the same as CA final AFM, which is for 100 marks. So what are students going to do? Moment you look at that RTP, MTP, your confidence will go down because lot of questions are extremely tricky. And it's not that I really don't want to teach. In fact, even in my latest set of material, I've been cutting down on the questions from the RTP, MTP. I used to teach all questions of RTP, MTP. I have now started feeling that it doesn't make any sense for me to teach such complex question because even if it comes in exam, to complete it, it will take so much time. I'll show you one question. I got really irritated seeing that question. September 24, RTP, first question on investment decision. Question runs into 3 pages. The solution wants me to do cash flow forecasting for around 15 years. 15 years cash flow forecasting. If I do it in an Excel sheet, it will take me around 20-25 minutes. In an exam, how will a student answer such question? Why is ICI adding those questions in the material? What does a student get out of those questions? I really don't understand. I cannot complain to ICI, but my advice to you guys, please start ignoring not the entire RTP, but at least the complex set of question. If some question is becoming very difficult for you to understand, ignore and proceed ahead. Otherwise, you will only get stuck with those complex set of question. If you can solve a question in 20 minutes, that is after doing one stage of preparation, and then you see a question and you're able to do it in 20-25 minutes, okay. If such questions are taking more and more time, they don't deserve your attention during this revision phase because unnecessarily you'll be wasting time. Then what should I focus on? Focus on ICI study material question and focus on past exam question from, you can even go on from May 2018. From May 2018, download the exam paper suggested answers because those are real exam question. Have there been difficult questions in that? I have seen difficult question, but they have been manageable question. This is real disaster. It's a disaster RTP which ICAI has released. I am finding it very difficult to complete my redrafted material. It is something like a cribbing which I'm doing now, because I have to complete a redrafted material for my students. And when I'm working on it, it is taking me so much time. And most of the questions are new. I'm not bothered about new questions being there. That's never my worry. You ask good quality questions which is reasonable amount of time. Why will a CA inter RTP carry on an average 50 pages when a CA final, and this is not with RTP, this is also with mock test paper question. MTP also, ICI has made it extremely challenging, some of the MTP question. Some are good question. I'm never saying that questions are, all questions are bad, but there is a considerable amount of wastage which you will have if you go through ICI RTP fully, ICI MTP for CA inter costing and CA inter FM. I never say this to my final students. CA final AFM, I always tell complete entire RTP, entire MTP. First time I am advising students not to refer something in a public forum. I have told this in my classes few times. I've told that some of the questions are becoming extremely challenging, because you can try solving the January 26 RTP after you're done with your preparation. Try solving it. If you find it very challenging, it may break a student's confidence, because they may think that they have not done right preparation. You leave that and try answering September 25 exam paper. You can go to May 25 exam paper, or Jan 25, September 24, which was a tougher paper. You can try that also. Okay. May 24, or you can even start from May 2018 if you want more practice. May 2018 onwards, if you are not getting those papers, just message me. I'll share you those papers. May 2018 till November 20, that is November 23. The past old syllabus exam papers I'll share. CA inter costing, same syllabus except one chapter is removed, contract costing. You can ignore that chapter. And for your FM, almost everything is there. I think some risk analysis would have got removed. So you can go through that rather than breaking your head on RTP, MTP. That's an advice which I want to give to students. Focus on your ICI study material question. Those are good. They will help you in your exams. You will be in a position to manage your exam even with your ICI study material question, full clarity. And past exam question. Would a past exam question get repeated? Rare. But at least it will give you that confidence. It will give you some idea on what type of questions are going to come in exam. This was just a pure disaster. The entire RTP is a disaster which ICI has released. 59 pages for costing, 25 pages for FM, where at a CA final level itself it's only 29 pages for an AFM RTP. How can CA inter FM at least this time RTP was still okay. Costing was a real disaster. I didn't get even mood to go through the entire RTP, because I have been telling this to my students, and this time again the challenges come. Do share your views. I would like to know from you, how are you tackling the RTP MTP question? And in case you're finding it difficult, my advice, ignore and proceed ahead. Can questions come? May come, but still, even if such questions get repeated exactly in exam, very difficult for a student to answer them. Clear? This is just a point I wanted to say. If there are any guidance, anything you need, you can just let me know. Thank you, friends.